In this video, I want to talk about dreaming, lucid dreaming, and how to potentially have your first lucid dream. So, I've been interested in the dreamscapes for quite a while. It's always come across to me as something mysterious, something spiritual almost, and something that we should be taking into consideration. Because we spend a massive majority of our lifetime asleep, in which these unconscious experiences are being carried out, and we have the ability to be conscious in those experiences. And ever since I realized that, I've been practicing the art of going lucid in your dreams, because I see how dreams work. I see just how weird and irrational that landscape and realm is. And I've always thought it would be really cool to get in there consciously and see what you can do in there. Now, you may have heard of astral projection as well. And I do personally believe that's something different than lucid dreaming, but that's not what this video is going to be about. This video is more just about kind of the characteristics of the dream world and how to bring your conscious mind into that dream world as you go to sleep, or as you're sleeping. So I want to first talk about the nature of dreaming, which is what plays a massive part in going lucid in these dreams. So dreaming is a very, very suggestive state of consciousness, where it's almost like what you're thinking in those moments before something happens is immediately what's about to happen. And I had this dream just the other day where my brother and this guy in some city were arguing, and I was thinking, come on, don't let this guy punch my brother. Don't let this guy punch my brother. And sure enough, he comes up and swings and punches my brother, and I wake up in fear. And that's what I mean by how the suggestibility of dreams, where kind of how you feel about it is what sort of prompts how it's going. Like, another example I could give is, like, if I was looking for my jewel in my dream, I could be like, oh shit, where's my jewel? And then even if I didn't leave it in my pocket, I could go, oh, that's right, I left it in my pocket. And that thought stream would, for some reason, teleport the jewel into my pocket, and it would be right there, and I'd say, there it is. And now that's just the beginning of the suggestive, irrational kind of flow of dreaming, of how what you want or what you don't want is usually what happens, and what you're thinking will happen or what you're thinking won't happen is usually what happens. Now, how can we use that to bring our conscious mind into a lucid dream? Well, this is where I talk about the first lucid dreaming method that I began using, which is wake back to bed. So basically, you go to sleep at your normal time, except before going to bed, you want to set an alarm for 6 hours after you usually fall asleep. And not when you lay down in bed. When you think you've fallen asleep is when you want that 6 hours to begin. And you go to sleep and wake up to that alarm that's 6 hours later. I set mine at around 3 a.m. because I fall asleep between 9 and 10 every night, so it's roughly 6 hours on the dot after I generally fall asleep. And when you wake up to the alarm, I usually fall asleep really quickly when I wake up in the middle of the night, fall back asleep really quickly. So it's good. Like, for me, I'll get up at that alarm. I'll get up and I'll kind of sit down, go to the bathroom, do something for 5-10 minutes. Don't turn on too many lights, because you want that melatonin production to stay saturated in your body, because that's what transitions you so seamlessly to the dreaming realm, is that heavy melatonin production. So You don't even have to get up. If you have trouble falling back asleep, just stay right in bed. But if you find yourself falling back asleep really quickly when you wake up in the middle of the night, maybe get up for a few minutes and get your mind going a little bit. But like I said, don't turn the lights on. Now once you've been up for 5-10 minutes, or you're just awake because you can't fall asleep that easily again, what you want to do is lay back down in bed and then just go back to sleep. Just go back to sleep like normal. But for the next 2 to 3 minutes, what you want to do is kind of repeat this mantra in your head. And with the one I use is, I will be lucid in my next dream. And you kind of just repeat this to yourself over and over and over again for the next 2 to 3 minutes. When your mind would stray from it, bring it right back to it. Just like meditating, focusing on the breath, only this time you're focusing on repeating that sentence. And what's the word? Mnemonic. This is actually 2 different types of methods together, the wake back to bed and the mnemonic method, which is where a repeated phrase is what brings you into that state. And the idea of this is by saying, I will be lucid in my next dream, as you're going unconscious and going into that dream, the dreaming mind will be thinking what the conscious mind was just thinking, which is, I will be lucid in this next dream. And if all goes well, you will find yourself in a dream that is based around how you're lucid in it. And I've never gotten this far. I've never had a lucid dream, but I have had hypnagogic imagery where you're aware of the dream beginning, and you're kind of seeing the scape begin to form, and it's taking place around you. But maybe you try to walk towards something or do something with one of the things you're seeing in the dream, in the imagery. And at that moment you wake up because you moved, or you open your eyes, or you said something with your mouth. But that's about as far as I've gotten as far as lucid dreaming goes. And I will tell you right now, waking up in the middle of your REM cycle, or right at the beginning of it, which is what Wake Back to Bed is aiming to do, is wake you up in the middle of your REM cycle, which is where the dreams occur, and then kind of smoothly carry your conscious mind back into the REM state. This can increase your chances for sleep paralysis. It's something that kind of I'm bracing for. I've never experienced sleep paralysis. I take psychedelics and all that stuff, but even the idea of sleep paralysis seems pretty scary to me. It seems just intense, you know? You don't know what's going on there. Well, I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know what I'd make of it at first, and I feel like I would probably address it in a sort of meditative way, a surrendering-like way, the same way that you kind of bypass the psychedelic realm with respect and acceptance. Maybe this sleep paralysis state is the kind of gatekeeper of the astral realm, or lucid realm, or whatever you want to call it. But I could make a whole nother video on astral projection. I've tried that one. That one's definitely a little more harder, since it's not really something you do every night. But dreaming happens every single night. You dream every night. What it is that doesn't happen is you don't remember all those dreams. People who say they don't have dreams, they're having dreams, they just can't remember them clearly. But since dreaming is something that happens so regularly, I feel like it's a opportunity to practice this lucid dreaming experiment a lot more frequently. Do it every night if you want to. Do it every single night until you get to this to your first lucid dream experience. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing it every single night for the past week and a half now. And what the experience I've had with it is better dream recall, because I've been writing down the dreams when I wake up, at 3 in the morning or just in the morning at normal time. So better dream recall, more vivid and interactive dreams. I've been having these crazy scenario-based dreams about me being people that I don't even know, and like talking to everybody and making friends and doing all these things together, and like just the amount of experience going on in those dreams has become a lot more increased than normal. So I think I might be onto something. I know I gotta try. I gotta devote myself a little more and kind of take it more seriously and really try to do it, you know? Don't just, nah, I'm trying to lucid dream. You really gotta want to, and you really gotta dedicate to trying. So that's it for this video on dreaming and lucid dreaming and what it's like and how to potentially go into your first lucid dream. So I hope you thought this was a cool video, and I will be back with more.